Mr. Speaker. The Liberals have a problem with mandatory jail sentences for criminals. Now, is it the mandatory jail time for selling drugs around a school or child pornography or for kidnapping a child? Or maybe it's the mandatory jail time from drive-by shootings or premeditated murder. Mr. Speaker, which criminals does the Minister of Justice believe need a break?
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'm pleased to stand up again to speak about the comprehensive review that our government is undertaking in terms of the criminal justice system, including sentencing reform. And I am pursuing that with vigour. I want to actually say, with respect to mandatory minimum penalties, which is included in this review, the courts have spoken out quite clearly in terms of the constitutionality of these provisions. And our government believes that it is important to ensure that the laws, including mandatory minimums, are effective at meeting their objectives, the efficiency and promoting public safety, and most importantly, ensuring their compliance with the Constitution.
Member for Niagara Falls.
Speaker, the Minister doesn't want to be specific because the Liberals have a problem with prison sentences. I'm proud of the fact that under our Conservative government, anyone who brings drugs into this country for the purpose of selling to our children will go to jail. I'm proud of that, Mr. Speaker. Why wouldn't the Liberals concentrate on filling judicial appointments and not be worried about mandatory sentences?
The Honourable Minister of Justice.
Well, again, I'm happy to rise to speak about the comprehensive review of the criminal justice system that we are undertaking, including sentencing reform, and this includes looking at all of the mandatory minimums that are now contained within the criminal code. As I said, the courts have spoken out in terms of the constitutionality of many of these provisions, and it is in that regard that we are reviewing them. I firmly believe that we must inject discretion back to judges to be able to administer an appropriate sentence based on the individual that is before them. We are doing this in a thoughtful way and ensuring that we engage with many stakeholders, provinces and territories as we reform these mandatory minimums.